everybody, Chris Henderson here with Northern Tribe Outdoors, and this is part of my Overlanding My Suburban series, and it's been a while since I've updated anybody on anything that I'm doing, and so a couple of things. First, I took off the old roof rack off the Suburban, and my plan is to put a wood rack up on the top. It's going to be a lot more substantial, and I'll be able to have a tent up there, that kind of a thing. So the first thing we had to do was figure out a way to attach that to the Suburban, and so went to a fab shop and got their advice, and here's kind of what we came up with. So let me show it to you. We took the old roof rack off, and then he was able to weld on some plates with some big bolts on there, and you can see that that's on there really substantially. The old riv nuts that were in here were just really going to be inadequate to be able to use the wood rack on there, and so he kind of went with this plate with a bolt on it, kind of an approach, and it's only tacked on. Well, not tacked on, it's welded on, but not welded completely 100% all the way around, because we didn't want to take the liner out, the head liner out, and he did it with a rag and was real careful so he didn't smoke the inside of the liner, but it was a close thing. So that's how it's on there, but shoot, that's not going anywhere. I still have to decide what to do with these riv nuts, whether I grind them off and put some body putty, or whether I use them for my lights. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet. So if you have some suggestions, just go ahead and put that in the comments below as to what I can do with these riv nuts that are on here. They're obviously thrown through the metal here, but you know, not very going to be useful once I get the other rack up here. So that's what I did with the Suburban itself. Now to show you the rack that we did, we modified a wood rack. Now, I had a wood rack that I'd picked up on Craigslist, and as you can see, it is a nice Cargo Master wood rack. It is for sale if you happen to be interested in a $100 wood rack. That's what I picked that up for. But while I was there at the fab shop, he had a wood rack that was sitting out there, and I thought it would work perfect for my purposes. So grabbed that wood rack, and from there he cut it down, and this is a good example of what he did. He cut it down and then put a plate on there that will mount, that attaches. Let's see if we get a better view of it. A plate that'll actually attach to the plate that's up there. So he just cut it and then welded on these plates and then adjusted it all to fit. Quite a bit of adjustment. And then, as you can see, one of my latest things that I did is I put the floor on. This is 3/4 inch MDO, which is an exterior product used for signage, actually. And I double coated it, double primed it with a black Kills product. And then on top of that, I have put Rhino Liner on it to seal it up and provide both some texture and some protection from it. I put in these are tie-off holes, so you can see the bar is down here, and I'll be able to put a ratchet strap through the middle. And I did that here in the middle two bars, as well as up in the front. So if any time I want to ratchet something over, I'll be able to grab it in the middle without having the hole to go bridge the whole side. And then my good friend Dwayne, he helped me, and I'm gonna have to break these loose, but he helped me build these antlers. And the purpose of the antlers, that's what I'm calling them. The purpose of the antlers is a couple-fold. First, and primarily, it's to be able to put the wave walks on here. 2 wave walks. This is too narrow for 2 wave walks, and so rather than split it and widen it out that far, which would have looked goofy, I put these antlers on here, and so I'm able to run one wave walk right up here in between these bars, and since it's a catamaran style boat, it sits right on there with this in the middle with no problem. And I can put the other one right here and still have a space down the middle if I'm using the 700s. If I can put an S4 and a W700 on there, so then we have that. Then in addition, I've got this kind of a receiver right here that I would be able to put any other kind of attachment on, you know, that I wanted to create. It gives me an opportunity to hook it right in there. And there's a number of things that I can think of, hot water system, that kind of thing. But it's now all Rhino lined and sealed up, ready to go. And my son's coming over this afternoon, and we're gonna try and with the two of us put it back up onto the up on there. You see, so there's not very much Rhino liner on this. I actually hadn't anticipated being able to do the antlers with it. I was just using them to keep it up off the ground while I sprayed it, and got to the end and still had a bunch left, so I sprayed a bunch of it on there and got as much as I could, except for what was touching the sawhorses and that kind of thing. So anyway, I'm really pleased with how it turned out, and Rhino liner is an amazing product to work with. It's very forgiving. You'll see some areas where I got it like too thick in here, and part of that is because I'm trying to get in some of these corners, and you know, if you were doing it on a bigger application like a car or something, you wouldn't have that problem. So now in just a second we'll put it up on the roof and see how she looks. All right, well, here it is on the truck. Let's take a look at that, sitting right up on there. Doesn't that look nice? Let's see how that is gonna sit. I really like it up there. And as you can see, it is a platform. So I can use my, I can now use my Suburban as a blind if I wanted to. I could set it up as a tree stand, but this is rock solid. It's going to be perfect for a tent. It'll probably take up this amount. Got some plans for ladders. We'll see how that goes, but that's all for now. Got my roof rack done. See you next time.